Okay, we are at the Go Diving show and we have found Chris Jewell, and we're just going to have a quick catch up with Chris.
Carol.
Just to find out what he's been doing. We interviewed him last in November 2021.
Episode 97.
Wow.
All that time ago.
Yeah, so Chris, obviously we saw you over a year ago, so what have you been up to in the last year and a half?
Yeah, I mean, I guess 22 was all about going to Spain for me. I had a big expedition, or a couple of expeditions to Spain, to northern Spain, to the Picos de Europa. It's a big mountain range on the northern coast. Big limestone mountains there, up to about 2,600 metres in altitude. And we were based up there on a plateau at about 1,600 metres.
Wow.
And diving the bottom of a deep cave up there called Cabeza Mutha. So that was a big focus for me.
Was that exploration?
That was exploration, yeah. So it took a big team of people to get all the equipment up there and then down the cave. We had to rig and install all the metalwork and ropes into the cave the whole way down. It's over 1,500 metres of rope that we had to put in, and that took many days. And then we had to transport all the diving equipment down the cave. So that all worked, I managed to make an exploration dive at the bottom of the cave. The sump was last dived by Rick Stanton in 1988, so 35 years ago, since the cave had been visited and dived. Rick reached a depth of 33 metres on open circuit, so I planned and I expected it to be a long, deep dive. So I took rebreather, I took lots of technical diving equipment, expecting for a really long dive. But actually, rather than carry on down, I went past Rick's furthest point, and actually the cave began to trend upwards quite quickly. So super exciting, and I found myself in a shaft that was basically going straight up to surface. And amazing, I managed to surface in some brand new cave that no one had ever visited before. So, and that's what cave diving exploration is all about for me. The chance to go somewhere no one's ever been before, and particularly the chance to pass undived sumps or pass sumps, and and find passages that no one's ever been in. So super successful. I did a little bit of exploration in the dry cave. Unfortunately, I reached some obstacles, so climbs I couldn't get down, but that's sitting there waiting to be done in the future. And we're pretty sure that cave will connect into another cave. So that was great. That was part one, and then part two, I was in the Picos again on a different expedition, different group of cavers over in a place called Tresviso. And I managed to make a couple of exploration dives there, including passing a sump which some of my friends have been in before. So there's a cave called Cueva del Agua, and it's got this incredible sump called the Road to Certain Death, and it's named after the Monty Python, named as Monty Python, the kind of the sketch from the Holy Grail. So I dived the Road to Certain Death, and the last people to dive that were my friends Gavin Newman and Phil Short, and they made a film about it. So again, getting to kind of following the footsteps of previous diving pioneers, and Rick and Phil and Gavin had turned back at a depth of near enough 80 metres, and actually I was able to go on beyond their limit, carry on. Actually, again, the cave didn't go deeper, it began to trend up and become more shallow, and actually again I passed that sump and got into the new cave there. And I was really pleased to do that. So I've had a really successful summer, going places and doing big dives and find a new cave, and that's what it's all about for me, find a new cave. So
sounds
been
exciting, and to obviously extend that exploration that your previous people have.
Absolutely. You go on. I get a chance to go on lots of different expeditions. Spain was certainly very successful for me, but you go on trips sometimes and things don't work out as you quite expect. So it was nice to have it work quite so well. That was a while ago, I guess, and then more recently I was actually back in Thailand. So John Valantha and I went on a trip to Thailand. We had the opportunity to go back to Tam Luang, where the rescue happened in 2018. And we had the chance actually to go back and see the cave without water in, so not flooded.
That must have been amazing.
It was incredible to see, the dive lines from the rescue were still there.
Wow.
We got to see quite how far it was that we'd had to travel, and we walked in. That was really special. The best way for me to go back to Thailand and visit Tam Luang was to go back with John, and to go back with Vern Unsworth, And we actually had a reason to go back. We went to the cave, not just to see it, but we went to go and actually dive a sump at the end of the cave. So we had a purpose.
Right.
And Vern arranged a big team of cavers. And we had a long trip. It's a long way to the back end of the cave. So we were underground for many, many hours. I think about 12, 13 hours in the end.
So was that further than where you actually rescued the boys from?
Yeah, so we rescued the boys from relatively near the entrance, comparatively. And I realised it was still a long way. Even walking in, I was thinking, crikey, this is a really long way to get to what they now call Wild Boar Avon, where the boys had been rescued. I got to climb up the slope and sort of, so wow, I remember this. You remember being here?
But underwater.
Underwater, and obviously I climbed up the slope to where it came out of the water, where the boys had been sitting, and thinking, crikey, I came out the water here and the boys were up there.
Wow.
So yeah, that was really special. And then we went on beyond there to the end of the cave. That was many, many more hours of caving, and some quite physical, difficult caving towards the end, quite strenuous caving. We had lots of heavy equipment as well. So yeah, super, super exciting. Great to be part of that, and great to have the opportunity to go back to that cave with those group of people.
Yeah. So what's for the future? Have you got anything planned?
For the future, I've got some ideas about what I'd like to do this summer. I've also got some plans involving my work, and there's a chance I might relocate to Australia for a time. So because of work, that'll give me an opportunity to go somewhere different, and then that'll open up new opportunities for me. So we'll see what happens with that, and if not, I've got some backup plans as well.
Yeah, well, it's exciting. Yeah. So it's been good to catch up with you, and just see what you've been up to.
It's great. Thanks very much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Brilliant.